Grip Garage. Today we are on the third attempt of making this video. Are electric bikes any good is the question. Everybody always wonders that. Of course, I have gas dirt bikes, and now I have an electric bike. I wouldn't call it a dirt bike. It's on dirt, so it technically is one, but I wouldn't call it one. I bought it for 400 bucks at a swap meet. It's a Buramax TT 250R or something, I don't even know. It's really small, has quite a bit of power, has a whole bunch of cool features, so I'm going to show you guys that. And then we're just going to go test it. We're going to hit some jumps with it, race the track, go do some wheelies, burnouts. So hang along, we're going to go have some fun with this thing. Here it is. It has very tiny, obviously, like this is my hand up to it. It has rear brakes, which are disc brakes. Actually work really good. It has a little motor, so it kind of looks like a real bike. The key is over here. It has the first position, which it will not go. It's just to kind of like check your percentage or whatever, or if you want to turn on the light. Second position is throttle. You can look at your percentage of the battery, the volts it's using. On this button right here, you click that. Really bright LED light turns on. And then you have a brake light on if the front light is on. And then it obviously works when you hit the brakes. And then if you have your front light off, it still works when you hit the brakes. You can tighten the chain just like a normal bike. It's got adjustable suspension. It's a pretty nice bike, I will say, for 400 bucks, so like 750 brand new. But we're gonna set up the camera and we're gonna go probably jump this thing first on the track. But first, I'm gonna put on my gear because YouTube keeps flagging me for it. So I'm gonna wear my gloves, helmet, goggles, chest plate, and all my gear. So I'm gonna get that stuff thrown on. We're gonna start ripping this thing around. All right, got all my gear on. Let's go jump this thing. That's one thing I like about this little bike. Is when I'm about to loop it, I just stand up. Like if I'm wheeling, I literally just stand up, bring it right back down. All right, guys, we're out here in the shop. It's night. We just got done chilling in the house for a few minutes, and we noticed an issue with this bike. Makes like a crunching noise when you take off for some reason, and we found out that the rear sprocket is actually loose. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but when I move this tire, that sprocket moves differently and shakes. So we're gonna take off this whole cover, take off the rear tire, chain, tighten up that sprocket and throw it back in so it's good. I might tune the suspension a little bit right here. We might lift it a tiny bit so that whenever I jump it doesn't just clap out every time. So we need to put this up on something so that we can change this tire.
It's a pretty light bike.
Yeah. That should work. Let's get this tire taken off, and we'll get to work fixing this. All right, to get to the sprocket so we can actually confirm that it's loose, when you take off this cover, which I've done this before to tighten the chain because it's popped off a few times. I believe it's only 4 of these little Phillips screws, Phillips bolts, whatever. Take these off real quick. Ooh, I need to take it off the stand to get the one on the bottom. And I have to tilt it. And then it should just slide right off. Yep. All right, we need our box back now. All right, so now, let's check. And yes, that is loose. So you guys can see those bolts. It's just sliding all around. And that is what that crunching noise is when it's taking off. Whoa, it's really tight going backwards. I don't know if that's normal. Should be fine. All right, let's loosen this, slide it forward, pop the chain off, unbolt it, slide it out. So we're gonna set these with our stuff over there, and we need to get those sizes. All right, I got a wrench on the other side. So now, I gotta loosen these if I want to slide the tire forward, because we have to get this chain off. So I'm gonna loosen these up. I'm gonna have to grab a wrench for that. Yeah, I'm gonna grab a wrench for these and we're gonna loosen those up. I'll just go forward. I have a better idea. I'm gonna pull the bolt out.
Use that screwdriver and like, yeah, like that.
Alright, so now we can pull that forward, pop our chain off. There we go. So that goes on that side. Next, next, next. Alright, just like that.
Need the Allen wrenches?
Yep, right there is what I'm talking about. And this is very good actually. This sprocket teeth are very sharp. They feel like little knives. That's good. That means that the chain hasn't popped off so much that it's worn down the teeth or anything. So these are really good teeth and sprocket. We just need to tighten it down because that will cause wear and eventually just make it slide at all costs. So I'm gonna grab an Allen key and then we're gonna tighten that thing up and throw it all back together. All right, got ourselves an Allen key or an Allen wrench, whatever. And then again, this is very loose. So, oh yeah, it's very loose. All right, sounds tight. Actually, should we Loctite these?
Yeah, Loctite them, and then
if these came loose once, sorry to interrupt you, if these came loose once, they're gonna come loose again. So I'm gonna take these all the way out, actually, and we're gonna Loctite them.
Alright. Well, maybe do one at a time, because if you took it all out, you have to try and put the thing back.
Oh, these were Loctited.
Ooh.
By blue Loctite, which is what I'm gonna use, but we'll just do it again.
Well, is red Loctite more like permanent?
Yeah, so blue is medium, so you can get it off with like an impact or something. Red is permanent, you need a torch to get that off. And then I think it's like orange is just kind of keep it tight. So I'm gonna go grab some Loctite once we get this off. We'll put a little bit extra because somebody already Loctited these and they came loose. So this may be in a red bottle, but this is blue Loctite or thread locker. So what this does is, let's say for example, this, you don't want these coming loose again. It's kind of like a glue that permanently holds these on. Except, yeah, temporarily. Except when you go to take it off, it'll come off easy-ish with blue. If you use red, it's pretty much permanent. I don't know what that gunk stuff is. It's like grease glob or something. So we're going to set this back on there, make sure it's lined up. Of course, it doesn't want to stay now. Go.
It's a very tiny chain.
Yeah, it's a very small chain. It's a pretty big motor, though. Look at it. All right, and then we're gonna pull this up, pop it like that.
Give it a little extra juice.
That.
Gotta finger tighten them for now.
Yeah, we gotta hurry though. I know that's a lot, but I don't need to ever take this sprocket off again. Because if this tire blows, I'm just gonna buy a new one. So it's way faster and easier.
They're probably pretty cheap too. It's a tiny tire.
Yeah, this tire is smaller than a Honda 50 tire.
And I don't think it's no fancy like steel or aluminum. It's just die cast.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we're gonna hurry up and torque these things down. Not torque them down, but just
Tighten them.
give them some juice. You know they're tight when the Allen key starts bending, just like that. So now that's solid, and it should not come loose for a while now. All right, we're gonna put our washer back on. Then that, and then we're not gonna completely tighten it down because we still have to tighten our chain. Right now, very loose. I could literally take this off if I wanted to. So if you're ripping it around, it'll fall off probably immediately. So we're gonna tighten this side up. And we're not gonna thread lock this because chains come loose all the time, but you always need to adjust them for certain stuff. So like, see, that feels pretty good, honestly. Right there. Little on the tight side.
Better safe than sorry.
Exactly.
Well, count how many threads are sticking out. Or...
No, they're both even. I'm gonna loosen a tiny bit. Oh.
Okay. Like push on the front so you can spin it. You want me to give it a little bit of gas?
No, it's good. Yeah, it's perfect. Alright, so I got these loose so that I can still move around a tiny bit. We're gonna tighten up this bottom one first, since it's the hardest to access. Make sure we get it nice and tight. Put it on the kickstand. I'm gonna go back over them and tighten them in a second. Yeah. Yep. All right, there we go. Quite a bit of testing. We jumped it at our jump by the house out in the forest. Tried to drift it a few times, did some wheelies. Not a lot to do with it really because, I don't know, it's an electric bike. Being honest, I still love gas dirt bikes. I like that. It's fun to get from the barn to the shop or go get something to my dad if I'm in the house and he's in the shop, or just cruise around up by the house. But it's really not for off-road purposes. I think I'm a little too heavy for it, and it's either that or it's just insanely underpowered. I still had fun though. It's definitely too small for me. I'm not going to use it a lot. But yeah, so I definitely think gas dirt bikes are better than electric. Also, stay tuned for part 2 on this golf cart. We put a huge engine into this thing on the first part, and it works now, so stay tuned for that.